Hi, I'm Zach Childs with Truetone, and this is the One Spot Pro CS12. The CS12 is the Mac Daddy of the One Spot Pro line. It has a ridiculous amount of power, 3,000 milliamps. You can take it anywhere in the world because you can plug anything from 100 volts to 240 volts. So that means you can go to Japan or the UK or Europe or all across Canada and the US. Here we have 12 outputs. The first two are 18 volt DC at 100 milliamps. Then we have 4 outputs that are all 9 volt DC, 100 milliamps, but are switchable to 12. And what that means is you can power some of your older Boss pedals that are marked ACA near the DC jack, or you can take one of these and you could use one of our voltage doubler pedals, switch it to 12 volts, and you could power up something like a Deluxe Memory Man. Next, we have an output that is switchable between 9 volt DC at 100 milliamps, or you can vary the power on it where it can go anywhere from 4 volts to 9 volts via this little trim pot. Now to do that, you just need to flip these little dip switches that correspond with these outputs. Next, we have 2 outputs that are 250 milliamps at 9 volt, and 2 outputs that are 9 volt DC at 500 milliamps. Now, all of these outputs are underrated, which means they can put out a lot more power than this. So like this 500 milliamp, it can put out closer to 1,000. And even this 100 milliamp will power things like Strymon pedals. The last output is 9 volt AC. Now we purposely put this red rectangle around it and an exclamation mark. So that way you know to be careful, because if you were to use this on a pedal that's not designed for AC power, you damage it. So to help you even further with that 9 volt AC output, there's a special cable that has a different plug size on both ends. With this, you can power things like a Line 6 M9, or an older whammy pedal, or the DL4, a variety of units. But just make sure you know that it can take 9 volt AC. We also have a variety of lengths of DC cables, and all of them are right angle on one end and straight on the other. And this helps you to fit more pedals in. And the lengths are anywhere from 12 inches to 26 inches. We also have a variety of adapters. So these are the C35 adapter that take it down to an 1/8 inch plug, and this allows you to power things like your old TS-808 Tube Screamer or reissue of it, or certain older Electro-Harmonics or MXR pedals, or DoD pedals, anything that uses an 1/8 inch jack. Next, we have the C-BAT, which this is a battery clip. So for an older fuzz or a wah or an overdrive pedal, especially from the 70s that might not have a DC jack at all, this is your solution. Next is the CYR. The CYR flips the polarity. So instead of the standard center pin negative, it changes it to center pin positive. And this is the CL6, which changes the inner diameter size and it changes the polarity. Now here's the trick if you want to power up one of those new Line 6 HX units. You need to use this to plug into the unit itself, and then you plug in the CYR into that, and then you plug this into any of the 9 volt outputs, and you're able to cleanly and quickly power your Line 6 HX unit. Also, for mounting purposes, we have these mounting brackets that allow you to mount it on any of the angled pedal train boards. So please check out the One Spot Pro CS12. This is the answer to your pedal board power needs.